Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Yesterday, I was able to upload a Trainer Tip Tuesday on note-taking, so if you're interested in how to improve your note-taking and how I take my notes in VGC, definitely check that out, and I shall link that in the description below. But we're just going to jump back onto the ladder after picking up 2 wins from yesterday's episode, so just under the 1800 mark right now, as we're currently 2-2 with the new Rain team. Lots of fun. Rain is a strategy I've meant to use for a while, and I'll probably build more Rain teams in the future, but very first opponent of the day, opponent you should be very familiar with at this point, Paul. Don't need to even give him a introduction anymore, given that this is probably like the billionth time we've played him on this series, but should be a good time, as playing Paul is always really fun. He's also got a completely new team here, so I'm really excited, and his rating was really high. If he wins this, he'll actually be over the 1900 mark, whereas if I win this, I'll just be over 1800, but nice to see Paul so high up on the ladder again. He's got a team of Tyranitar, Excadrill, Togekiss, Aegislash, Salamence, and Gastrodon. So first of all, we do have the Weather War here because he's got the Tyranitar wall, I've got Politoed. My Politoed's probably faster, so if he leads Tyranitar Excadrill, he'll be able to set up the stand. Unless he's really, really speedy and he has Choice Scarf as well. But I don't think so. This is actually a very difficult matchup in my opinion. Let's see, figure out what I want to lead with is the most important thing. I did make the change to bulky Thundurus over Thundurus T, and I do like it a lot. I can see something like Thundurus and Ludicolo working with Politoed in the back and Metagross, but I don't know, I feel like I kind of need Hydreigon here to beat the Aegislash. Unfortunately, Hydreigon, not the best Pokemon to bring here other than to beat the Aegislash. But Aegislash is annoying enough that I feel like I might need to bring it, unfortunately, but Hydreigon's quite weak to Togekiss as well. I could also go Thundurus Hydreigon, Polyludi. The question though is, should I bring Metagross? I think Metagross could be really good here to beat the Togekiss. But Ludi obviously checks the Gastrodon. Tough call to make here. I'm leaning towards bringing Metagross here though. Just because I can hit the Tyranitar for super effective. And the Togekiss for super effective. Though, yeah. Nope. I'm gonna bring Ludi. I figured like Gastrodon was big enough of a threat that I need it. Otherwise, I don't have a way to effectively deal with it. Whereas, I can still hit Pokemon like Togekiss for super effective damage. And if I can get the rain set up, Polyludi can kind of sweep through Paul's team. But we're gonna see Togekiss and Jane, the Salamence, come out against Thundurus Hydreigon. So this is not the worst, mainly because Thundurus is really, really good here. But good leads by Paul. Like, now I really do wish I had Metagross in the back, but that's unfortunately not the case. Let's see. So he probably has Dazzling Gleam with Togekiss. I'm guessing he has no way to really hit Thundurus. I mean, if I were him this first turn, I would Mega Evolve. He might actually just attack with the Salamence. So I kind of want to taunt the Togekiss to prevent it from following me, using Follow Me. That way I can Thunder Wave Salamence the following turn. And Hydreigon I need to beat a potential Aegislash, so I'm going to switch out into Politoed here. I feel like I overextended for his Tyranitar Excadrill combo, and it might come to hurt me. In retrospect, it might have been a bit better to go with like Metagross over maybe Politoed even, but I did want the rain option so I would Ludicolo could outspeed. He actually withdraws the Salamence though, which is even better for me here, as Tyranitar comes in. Good switch there. So switching in Poly was not the play, though I can set up Rain Dance, which is pretty funny. He's actually going to withdraw the Togekiss here too, probably into Excadrill, yeah. Lots of switches that first turn, but Paul definitely got the benefit of it, as, taunted Excadrill, sure, but that doesn't do very much. So he realized that Thundurus was a huge, huge threat, so Paul ended up not bringing in that Aegislash I really thought he might have brought in. So yeah, Metagross would have been the call this game. I was just too scared of the Gastrodon Aegislash, but Paul made a great read in terms of bringing the right Pokemon. And this is going to be difficult. Definitely going to be difficult. Let's see. He's probably just going to launch a Rock Slide my way. I mean, I kind of want a Thunderwave Thunderwave Tyranitar and switch back out, but the thing is, I really need Thundurus for the matchup in general as well. Mainly because it beats the Salamence. I need to conserve Thundurus, unfortunately. I guess I'll switch into Hydreigon. I could Rain Dance here. I'm actually going to go for the Rain Dance. That way I can go back into Politoed or Ludicolo and put on some more pressure. I mean, I could have Surfed or Scalded here too. Yeah, he's just going to launch a Rock Slide here. But the cool thing is with Rain Dance, I'll actually be able to outspeed the Excadrill, which is important. Crit on the flinch. Man. Yeah, I really wanted that Rain Dance so I could outspeed the Hydreigon, but crit flinch there, and things do not look very good right now. He made a really good play, though. I should have anticipated a Tyranitar Excadrill switching. He's just going to Rock Slide here, so I'm going to protect Politoed, I guess, and switch out into Ludicolo. I mean, yeah, that flinch really messed me up. But, I mean, yeah, I can't really complain. Like, I put myself in that position, and Paul made some really great switches. So what I'm going to do here is hopefully he can knock out the Ludi. Even if he doesn't, at least I can get some fake out pressure this next turn. If Ludi goes down, then I get a free switch him back into Politoed. But the main issue right now is just I've taken so much damage. As he goes for the smart Rock Slide Crunch play onto that. Let's see. Yeah, it does knock out Ludicolo, though I was hoping for the KO there, so I do get at least to reset the weather. Still, this is not looking good for me. It's just not looking good for me at all. Like, Paul hasn't taken any damage yet, and my Pokemon are so heavily damaged at this point. So at least I get the Drizzle up, do bring back the Rain. This is going to be an important turn to try to regain some momentum, but presumably Togekiss is going to be coming back in. If I were him, I'd switch Tyranitar out into Togekiss. I'm going to switch into Thundurus here. Let's see. I mean, if I were him, I would protect Excadrill and switch Tyranitar into Togekiss. I don't have many options, unfortunately. I guess I'll switch out into Thundurus and Scald that spot. That way the next turn I can potentially Thunderbolt it to knock it out, and then Politoed could still outspeed and knock out Excadrill, but I don't know. There's it's just not looking good for me right now. Yeah, he is going to withdraw Tyranitar, so at least, you know, made that one correct. And Togekiss does come back out, yeah. Yep, Excadrill protects. Okay, so I at least needed that turn to try to get back into this game. But, yeah, that Tyranitar Excadrill combo was just too much to deal with. So, Scald comes out. Okay, Thunderbolt should knock it out. Though he might switch back out into Tyranitar, which I would actually do if I were him. Yeah, so I guess I'm going off a Scald Burn. If I can get a Burn, it's still possible. But otherwise, Tyranitar Excadrill was just too much to deal with. And he is going to pull the switch out, yeah. So good playing by Paul. I overextended. I really thought he'd be leading with Tyranitar Excadrill, but you see how great of a player he is keeping it in the back. So I need a Burn here to at least keep myself in the game, or a crit. Oh, so close. I could have double targeted that slot too. Yeah, that was not a good play on my end. I should have double targeted it. I mean, even if I did, though, like, winning this would be so difficult, but it would have at least kept me in this game. As another crit comes out into Thundurus. Rock Slide not being too friendly today. But, very well played on Paul's end here. And I also kind of misplayed not doubling into Excadrill because I did read the Tyranitar switch out there. So mainly, you know, the issue of this game was I did not anticipate the Tyranitar Excadrill switch in that first turn, and he's going to end up winning in a pretty decisive win here. I'm just going to go for, try to knock out the Excadrill here. He's going to go for that Rock Slide. See if he knocks out Thundurus. Hang on 11 with HP. I'm going to call it. Thundurus is going to flinch here. No, it actually gets the attack off. So it gets the HP Ice off, at least knocks out Excadrill, but it's going to be a pretty one-sided loss here. I mean, credits to Paul here. Like, I thought he played that really well right from the start, baiting the Thundurus out. Like, you know, from that first turn, I thought things were looking really good, and, you know, in like a best of 3, this would be a game where I would gain a lot of knowledge, and I'd feel You know, completely changed the Pokemon I brought, because I brought Ludicolo specifically for Gastrodon and Hydreigon specifically for Aegislash, and he didn't bring either of those two, whereas Metagross could have helped me a significant amount. Tyranitar actually, not Tyranitar, my Terrakion would have been really good as well. So I feel like in the end, ultimately, my Pokemon choices were not correct, and I kind of played a bit too safe, expecting Paul to bring the Gastrodon and the Aegislash, but he probably saw that I had Ludicolo and Hydreigon, that's why he didn't bring it. So very good game there to Paul. He played really, really well, and it seems like every time we battle, we split a win and then a loss. But just gonna jump back onto the ladder and at least try to pick up a win in the second game of today's episode. Maybe bringing rain against sand also wasn't the greatest of ideas, but Paul managed the weather really, really well. And I wasn't expecting him to switch into Tyranitar immediately, but you know, that kind of completely negated my Politoed switch in, whereas if I kept Hydreigon in and tried to attack, at least I could have done something. Though, you know, his switches were really smart, and that's the credit to his team, right? Like, on that first turn, it's not like Hydreigon could have predicted the Excadrill switch in Earth powering a Togekiss. Like, that move just makes zero sense. So, you know, Paul anticipated my switches very well. Even if I had Metagross in that match, I mean, it still would have been difficult to deal with due to Earthquake from Excadrill. But, I think it's really neat to see Tyranitar Excadrill come out from Paul too. That was a duo that was really, really popular back in VGC 2012 and 2013. Ben Rothman, who doesn't play as much anymore, but was an incredible player back then. I remember he finished first at Apex. We actually played in the finals, and then he finished first at regionals the weekend after with Tyranitar Excadrill, and then second at another regionals, as we find a 1783 rated player from Japan. Different team this time around, not as I'm not saying, Paul's team was really cool. I really liked it because he had so many unique Pokemon choices. Like, you don't see Tyranitar Excadrill too often. You don't see Togekiss that much. Paul's a real big fan of that Togekiss. But this round, we've got Amoonguss, Suicune, Kangaskhan, Bisharp, Thundurus, and Sylveon. So, Rain could work here, but that Thundurus, Amoonguss duo is scaring me. I mean, he can just redirect attacks away and go with Kangaskhan, which I'm not very fond of. I want to lead Metagross here. Metagross is solid. Metagross Terrakion is actually quite good here, I think. Especially with Quick Guard from Terrakion. So I'm going to go with those two. Maybe I just won't go with Rain at all. That last game, Rain did not play out too well. Though Rain wouldn't be too bad here. Let's see. I feel like Bulky Thundurus is just solid here, especially as an answer for Suicune. Maybe Politoed, but... I mean, Hydreigon Dracos are always nice. I don't know, I don't really want to go Rain here. I mean, Polyludi would be a tempting lead. But I'm not particularly fond of that because it's relatively frail. And my opponent has a lot of just strong Pokemon. You know what, I'm going to end up going with... actually, Ludi would not be bad here. I'm going to choose Ludi to beat the Suicune, Thundurus, and Amoonguss. So, let's see how this goes. Like, it's not like Hydreigon's doing too much here, because it's outsped by the Kangaskhan anyway, so Sylveon can just one-hit KO with Hyper Voice, whereas I can't hit it. I'm not carrying a Fire-type attack to really hit Amoonguss either. And, I mean, really it'd be there to Earth Power the Bisharp, maybe Draco Meteor, Kang, but he's gonna lead with Suicune and Amoonguss here, as I go with Terrakion and Metagross, so this is decent. Not amazing, but not terrible either. I mean, I could just go straight for the Rock Slides and Headbutt play. I mean, I do want to substitute with Metagross here. Another cool thing is I do have Ludicolo, which actually matches up. Actually, both Ludi and Thundurus match up really well here, so I could pull out a potential switch here as well. Let's see. Right now, I'm leaning towards the Rock Slide Mega Evolution. I also could Rock Slide Zen Headbutt the Suicune. There's a good chance he's going to protect here with the Amoonguss and try to set up Tailwind. And that way I have a great chance of flinching, even if I don't. You know, he sets up Tailwind, but Amoonguss can't outspeed Metagross. So I'm actually going to just go for the full offense and target down the Suicune. Because I don't think he's going to stay in with the Amoonguss. Or he's either going to protect or switch out. Or maybe Rage Powder, though that's highly unlikely. You know, setting up a substitute could have been pretty good here as well, but I'm just gonna go for the full-out offense. He's gonna stay in with both Pokemon, so we'll see if Amoonguss goes for that Protect or not. Presumably so, to avoid Zen Headbutt from Metagross, but let's see. Oh, he doesn't, okay. So my opponent, not reading me this turn, decides to just stay in with both his Pokemon and attack. I do get the Rock Slides and Headbutt off, but unfortunately I wasn't anticipating the Protect out of Amoonguss. As, oh, he goes for the Calm Mind with Suicune. Was not anticipating that, but that actually was a very, very scary move to go up against. Let's see if Amoonguss... Oh, I do get the flinch on Amoonguss there, though, so pretty lucky. You know, I was kind of fishing, excuse me, for the flinch there because I really thought the Amoonguss would be protecting. Even though I didn't get it on Suicune, I did end up getting one of the two. And I mean, when you're using moves like Rock Slide and Zen Headbutt, the odds are in your favor. But that Calm Mind is definitely scary. Let's see. I think I actually want to switch. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch Terrakion out into Ludicolo. And protect. Just because Terrakion's really, really important in this matchup. Like, I got lucky enough that first turn. I'm not going to play my chances here. And this way, by switching in Ludicolo, I can, you know, ignore any Rage Powders. I can Zen Headbutt the Amoonguss, Giga Drain. Suicune can't really touch Ludicolo, nor can Amoonguss. He's going to go for the Rage Powder play here. So we'll see if he scalds or goes for a Tailwind. Oh, but he goes for the rest immediately. Nicely done by my opponent there. So he's going to heal up there because of the rest. Well done. Rest, Calm Mind, you'd have to assume he's got Scald and a Ice type attack. So I'm actually going to go for the Fake Out onto Suicune and the Substitute here with Metagross. That way he can't Spore me. You know, just gives me a wall of defense here. You might want to switch out the Amoonguss, that's fine. But that was a very clutch rest by my opponent. You know, I am staring down a +1 Suicune. Metagross and Ludicolo, not bad Pokemon to have against it, but he's probably going to want to withdraw that Amoonguss to put some more offensive pressure onto Ludicolo. So in retrospect, I could have predicted the switch out here. And I'm actually kind of mad I didn't go for that. So a really nice way for my opponent to recover, but okay, nope, he does stay in with Amoonguss, maybe trying to go for his Spore, but I am going to set up that Substitute with Metagross. So let's see what Amoonguss goes for. As he flinches, yep, he does Spore into my Substitute, so that works out perfectly. Now, because I've got my opponent in a really bad position, I'd say, like, he's probably going to want to switch out that Amoonguss now. I mean, if he stays in, that's fine, but let's see. So what I kind of want to do is Scald that slot and Iron Head it. Like, I'm predicting him to switch out here into, I don't know, but the thing is, like, obviously the Suicune is kind of scary to stare down against as well. So I could just go for the Giga Drain. And I think I want to protect here with Metagross, because he's really got to Scald into the Metagross slot. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And he's going to stay in. Wow. Not anticipating that. I was really expecting Bishop to come out, which is why I was playing that way. But, hey, that's fine. He's not going to Rage Powder. Let's see if he has Sludge Bomb with Amoonguss, because that's a move that some Amoongusses like to carry. A Giga Drain still does so much damage here, so he Scalds into my Protect and goes for the Spore. Perfect. So there was, you know, not much I could have lost there. It is why I made that play, and that works out perfectly. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Giga Drain onto Suicune now, and the Zen Headbutt onto Amoonguss. He finally does switch out Amoonguss, which is a good play on his end. I almost doubled into Suicune as well, as that looks like Thunder is coming in, yeah. So I think bringing Ludicolo here was such a good call. It is helping me out so much right now. And Zen Headbutt does so much damage to that Thundurus as well, proccing its Citrus Berry. But yeah, like, you know, Ludicolo is one of, that's why I like using Ludicolo instead of Kingdra with Rain, because of the ability to, and I really should have doubled on Suicune there because I'm faster than it, so that was a bad play on my end. But yeah, I mean, so the cool thing about using Ludi is that you can use it outside of Rain. You know, like, I used Bulky Assault Vest Ludi in VGC 2014, which is really, really nice, as opposed to Kingdra, which, like, doesn't function out of Rain well at all. So, decent plays all around. I think I have the advantage here. Now, I don't want to just switch out into a Skull. That's my biggest fear. You know, he's probably going to want to Thunder Wave one of my two Pokemon. Let's see. I still have Kangaskhan in the, not Kangaskhan, Terrakion in the back, which is important. He's probably going to want a Thunder Wave here. Maybe switch out Suicune. This is what I'm going to go for. I'm actually going to Giga Drain the Suicune and switch out into Thundurus. Worst comes to worst, he Thunder Waves me, but, and he gets the full para, but the main thing is I want to conserve this Metagross. I don't want it to be fully paralyzed. He's going to actually switch out the Suicune, maybe into Amoonguss, which would be a good switch on his end, but it is going to be that Amoonguss. Okay, which I'm fine with. Thunder Wave onto the Ludicolo, though. Good play by my opponent there. Right now, I'm okay with the position I'm in, though. You know, sure, he paralyzed me there, but oh, it's actually interesting to note he doesn't have Regenerator with Amoonguss either. These are the games I really like. Like, they're really long and drawn out, but, you know, just each of us making good, consistent plays every turn. So I'm a fan of these games. Presumably, he's going to be switching the Thundurus out. So what I'm going to do is, I kind of want to Giga Drain that slot. Yeah, I'm going to Giga Drain it, and, well, let's see. I want to taunt the Amoonguss, that's why. The thing I'm fearing the most right now, actually, I mean, if Suicune gets another rest off, like, that's fine. So, yeah, I'm going to Scald that slot and taunt the Amoonguss. Okay, he switches out Amoonguss. But that's fine, because whatever is coming in, which is going to be the Sylveon, I think. Wow, okay, so he didn't bring Kangaskhan this match. Interesting. Probably a good decision on his end, though. But that actually makes me feel really good, because I've got Metagross and Terrakion in the back. And those can really clean up the game well. Scald almost knocks out Thundurus. I don't get a burn, but that's fine. Can't really complain about that. Okay. So with Metagross and Terrakion in the back, you know, obviously this is really good for me. I don't want to switch out right now. I think I want to just try to... see. Yeah, actually, I'm going to double up on the Sylveon with a Scald and T-Bolt. As he goes for the taunt, yeah. So I didn't want to risk a speed tie there. I decided I'd just get as much damage off as possible, because that way I get to switch into Terrakion, and then I can just Rock Slide. And Thunderbolt does a good amount of damage there. Sylveon does get that Hyper Voice off. Gonna knock out the Thundurus, but Ludicolo, look at that bulk. Actually really, really pulling through. And gets the Scald off. That's really good, because it should put it in Rock Slide KO range at this point. Well, actually, it's not quite there. Ooh, that makes things a bit more tricky. Let's see. Let's see. Ah, man. Actually, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to Giga Drain the Sylveon and protect here, yeah. Like, if he T-Bolts and Hyper Voices into Ludi, that's fine. I get a free switch into Metagross. Oh, but he goes for the Thunder Wave on a Terrakion. Great. So Hyper Voice comes out. Hopefully no full para here. Yes, I get the Giga Drain off. Perfect. Doesn't knock it out, but basically did exactly what I needed to do. Because now, as Taunt wears off from the Sylveon, I'm just going to go straight for the Rock Slide with Terrakion. The question is, who do I want to predict to switch out, and who do I want to predict to come in? Going to be Ice Beaming one of the slots. Who would I conserve here? Probably Sylveon, yeah. I'm going to Ice Beam that slot and go for the Rock Slide here. Hey, you just switch it out. Cool. So I'm going to get 2 knockouts as soon as Allen's Rock Slide doesn't miss. And it is going to be that Amoonguss coming in, so that's good. Yep, he does go for that Thunder Wave. You know, I could have quick guarded there, but I didn't want to risk it at this point. I just wanted to at least force the Sylveon to switch out. Fortunately enough, I do have that Lumberry with Terrakion. Rock Slide comes out. Oh, actually misses the Thundurus. No. Oh, man, that makes this more interesting. That makes this more interesting. Ice Beam does knock out Amoonguss. Okay, so that's fine. You know, I was thinking maybe I should Ice Beam the Thundurus slot in case I miss, but I wanted to put on pressure in case he switched out to Amoonguss, so that actually works out alright, as Sylveon's actually just going to come back in. So he's probably going to be going for the Thunder Wave play. And what I could do is actually switch out into Metagross and protect with Terrakion so I can quick guard the following turn, not risking the full para. And honestly, I'm leaning towards that right now. I don't want to, if he gets the full para, I outright lose, and I do not want to risk that right now. Obviously, if I just hit a Rock Slide, I win here, but yeah, I'm playing this as safe as I can. Though I guess he could, actually no, yeah, this works out. Unless, of course, he happens to double into the Ludi slot, but even if he does, I get to reset my Fake Out. This is a very intense game, but I do not want to risk anything right now. Thunder Wave is a thing, and missing that Rock Slide makes this a bit more difficult, but, you know, I got relatively lucky on that first turn. Yep, he just goes for the T-Wave Rock Slide combo. Actually, I don't even need to quick guard. I can just, or maybe I think I should quick guard here, yeah. So I'm going to Quick Guard and Iron Head the Sylveon slot. That way, no Thunder Waves coming out from that Thundurus. I outspeed, so Sylveon's definitely going down there, and what do you know, he does go for that Thunder Wave. So I do bait it out, I do get the Iron Head off, and that's going to knock out Sylveon. So, you know, I was banking on my opponent not expecting that Quick Guard since I hadn't revealed it until that point, and it was a really, really clutch move to pull, because that just saved me from any potential Thunder Wave shenanigans. And it actually should be a pretty clean win at this point. Suicune comes back in, but I can just go for another Quick Guard and a Iron Head here. Don't want to miss. So I'm just going to knock out this Thundurus, and my opponent's just going to end up forfeiting. So that was a really, really intense game there. Like, it came down to the wire. Of course, that first turn helped a lot by getting that flinch onto Amoonguss. He was probably going for a Spore onto Metagross, which would have made this game very different. So I am very fortunate for that. But like I said, you know, I was going for the flinch earlier on, but my opponent still outplayed me that first turn, and I always feel a bit guilty when your opponent outplays you and you get a bit lucky to escape that. But, you know, that's Pokemon for you, and I'll take it. But pretty nice win there after Paul really crushed us in that first game with this Tyranitar Excadrill combo. But 2 fun games there, as we do jump a bit higher on the ratings. But yeah, I mean, really interesting teams, especially with Paul's team. And that second game was just long and drawn out, but really fun. And in the end, we were able to prevail because actually of Quick Guard Terrakion, which was very clutch. But yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. Go check out Trainer Tip Tuesdays on note-taking in VGC if you have not already. Watch yesterday's episode if you have not already also. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, peace. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to check out Clash Tournaments, my sponsor on YouTube and Twitter. They offer some of the best Super Smash Bros. Content out there, and I'm super grateful for them. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch as you see in the boxes below. See you guys soon!